Shoestring TV.
In the Brighton neighborhood of Boston, Massachusetts, a silver pickup truck comes to a stop on the grounds of an abandoned monastery. Trevor Mallory and Jacob Marwood exit the vehicle.
A monastery? Really?
St. Gregory's, to be exact. Constructed in 1909 to serve the Passionists. You know them?
I know they were founded by Paul of the Cross in 1720, Monte Argentario, Italy.
The Passionists lived on, but the monastery was abandoned after a massive fire in 1957.
And left here, empty since then?
Not anymore. Lucky for us, right? 14 acres, including a cemetery, a church, the monastery, retreat house, and a shrine.
That's a lot of empty space.
Lots of room to grow. Come on, want you to meet someone.
Trevor guides Jacob to the Church of St. Gregory's, which has been renovated into a base of operations. Members of the mysterious group are setting up computer equipment as a man in a trench coat oversees the operation.
Who's that?
He's who I want you to meet.
Jacob follows Trevor over to the man in the trench coat.
Sir, I brought the recruit you were asking about.
The man in the trench coat turns around to greet Jacob. He is slim and very tall. His face is gaunt with dark circles under his eyes, and behind them, a menace, even when he smiles. Jacob extends his right hand but realizes his mistake too late. The man's hand is barely a hand at all, but rather a brutally contorted fist. Jacob course corrects and shakes the man's good hand.
Mr. Marwood, we've been looking for you for quite some time.
That's, a new experience for me. To be so highly sought after.
Jacob Marwood, you sent the first picture, the first sighting of the man in the briefcase. Before that picture, I'd been seeking some purpose, and a reason to go on. A chance to answer all the questions I'd had after my encounter.
Encounter?
He's had first-hand experience with the men in the briefcase.
Thank you, Trevor. Eloquently put.
Sorry, sir.
Sir? You've actually met him?
More or less. That's what gave me this ghoulish appearance and left me crippled. I lost everything afterwards. My wife, my children, my home. We tried to rebuild, move on. But these men with the briefcases, they leave nothing but destruction in their wake. That's what all of this is for. You hadn't heard about it? The demon possession in South Florida, wherein I was the possessed. The demon later exorcised by these mysterious men with briefcases.
No, sir.
We can just dispense with the formalities. Everyone here just calls me Phil. Philip Weston.
Shoestring TV presents Leo Brawn, Episode 14, Surface Tension, Part 2.
The Dodge Challenger SRT Hellcat pulls into the center of Dante's City town square. Leo and Jillian step out of the modified vehicle.
Nice car. What do you call it? The Brawnmobile?
Brawnmobile. That's cute.
Look at all this. You know, I always tried to stay away from politics.
You and me both.
When do the festivities begin?
We're about an hour out.
Okay, where do you want me?
First, take this.
What's this?
It's a Weevil. It allows us to keep in touch should anything go sideways. You and I will be responsible for crowd control, stationed on either side of the main stage.
And what of that tower?
You notice that, huh?
An overwatch position. Looks like a sniper's nest.
And I think that's precisely what it is, but not under the sheriff's purview. Satan's added precaution, in case any undesirables try to crash the party.
Doesn't take a rocket scientist to figure out who the sniper is gonna be.
No, it doesn't.
Sheriff Brawn.
Go for Sheriff Brawn. What do you have, Sergeant?
There's been a development. Miss Mangat was attacked earlier this morning.
What? What happened? Is she okay?
She's fine. belly shaking, tough as they come she is.
What happened?
The Dante Devil, Herman Edward Coxley, made a house call.
What? I'm on my way.
Sheriff, you're needed there tonight. I've got this. Plus, she had help.
Help? What do you mean?
The demon tracker, Gorm. He intercepted the killer.
Max, is Herman...
No, unfortunately. He managed to temporarily subdue the wrestler and escape. But not before taking buckshot to the leg.
Why the hell did he pick her?
Still working on that. I'm going to get the formal statement soon enough, but Sheriff, we have the weapon.
Holy shit. Does it match the dagger you saw the night of the first murder?
Hard to tell. It was dark that night, and of course I was minutes away from drowning, but there are similarities.
Alright, you sure the cap is okay?
Yes, barely a scratch on her. Gorm won't be leaving her side. Whatever the reason for this visit, it doesn't appear Herman was here to kill her.
Alright, Sergeant, good work. Keep in touch.
Affirmative.
The Lantern of Light Inn is situated in the furthermost western corner of Dante, built for those who enjoy the comforts of home without living in the ever-increasing hustle and bustle of downtown Dante. Although far from luxurious, the Lantern of Light Inn provides a back-to-basics experience. Each accommodation provides a twin bed, bathroom, kitchenette, and black and white television. You come to the Lantern for the quiet life, or to keep secrets buried. It is no surprise, then, that a taxicab parks in front of the Lantern and the weirdo Howard steps out. A young blonde woman, barely in her 20s with closely cropped hair, leans out of the front office doorway to greet Howard.
Mr. Dump, I've been trying to reach you.
I'm sorry, Susie Bell. I was indisposed.
Howard enters the front office and rummages through a desk. Now under the fluorescent lights of the office, Susie Bell notices his extensive facial injuries.
Have you seen my spare house keys?
Oh my word, Mr. Dump, your face. What on earth happened?
I was in a car accident. Really bad one. I'm sad to say the gremlin was totaled.
Not the gremlin. It's a classic. Are you breathing okay? Your nose, it's, flattened.
No, Susie Bell, I'm not breathing okay. My nose is broken.
I hope your teeth are eventually recovered.
Susie Bell, thank you for your concern, but I'd appreciate you not listing all of the facial disfigurements I now possess and instead tell me where my goddamn keys are.
They're in your pants. Your other pair of pants. You can find them in the lost and found.
And why would my other pair of pants be in the lost and found, Susie Bell?
Your pants got mixed in with another guest's laundry, and they turned in your pants. I took them to lost and found and then noticed your house keys in the pocket.
If you knew they were my keys, then why didn't you retrieve them and put them in the drawer here where I normally keep them?
Well, you're the innkeeper, so I wanted you to hear the whole story.
And a riveting story it is, Susie Bell. Where are my keys now? Are they still at the lost and found?
No, I worried that someone else would see your pants and take them, having just been dry cleaned and all, so I took them to your house, left them under your doormat.
Wonderful. Okay, Susie Bell, I need to lay down.
Yes, get some rest. Maybe put some ice on that shiner. Oh, and I think the rats are back. I heard something scurrying around in the basement.
Rats? In the basement? Thanks. Thanks, Susie Bell.
Howard unlocks the front door to the small house he lives in behind the Lantern of Light Inn and stands in the entrance hall.
Hello?
Minutes later, Howard walks towards the basement door while carrying a food tray with a sandwich and a soda. He fishes his keys from his pocket and unlocks the basement door. He opens the door and flips a light switch which illuminates the stairs that descend to the bottom of the basement.
Hello? I can understand that you may be angry with me. Trust me, I had no intention of skipping a meal, and I'm sure you're famished, but you'll never guess who kept me.
Howard observes the floor of the basement with trepidation. There is a stained thin mattress and quilt on the floor. Laying across the mattress is a chain connected to the wall and unlocked handcuffs.
Shit. No, how can this be?
Howard kneels before the mattress and examines the handcuffs. A paperclip sticks out of the lock. A figure, bathed in shadow, sneaks up behind Howard and bashes him in the head.
Ladies and gentlemen of Dante, I'm Chip Steed with the Dante Daily. Although it is black as pitch while evening falls, the city has never felt brighter, as we are only moments away from entering the new dawn. The large crowd behind me represents the vast majority of our residents, but if you were unable to make it and are watching at home, fear not. I'll bring you all the details as they unfold. This will be a truly momentous night to remember.
The carnival-like festivities and atmosphere surrounding the stage pause as outside lights dim. A spotlight hits the stage and the crowd observes with anticipation. Leo and Jillian face the crowd, unyielding in their focus.
Ladies and gentlemen, the one and only Billy Bo-Chief!
Oh, well, thank you, my lovelies. It's just me, little old Billy. I feel it. I feel that love, and that's what this is really all about, isn't it? Sweet, hot, and sweaty, crying till you pee love. You know, when I was a little boy growing up in Nutbush, Tennessee, never in my wildest dreams did I think that one day I'd grow up, have a massive widowmaker heart attack, die a painful and torturous death, and wind up as one of the very first people that gets to meet each and every one of you. You're all that scared little newborn entering a strange, frightening world, and I'm that doctor that smacks your tiny little fanny when you pop out of the womb. So precious. That's love, people. And you know when it means you love people, it means you're gonna be nice to them, and tonight we are gonna meet the nicest guy this side of the sun. Mr. Nice Guy himself, Satan!
The marksman stands in his elevated perch on a tower, overlooking the crowd. He scans the sea of people through the scope on his trusty rifle until he comes across Jillian standing guard near the stage. The dark assassin leaves the scope focused on her. He then breaks his gaze momentarily and peers down to his own forearm, which bears the same mark of a shashin.
I'm about to make my rounds. Need you to wear one of these so we can stay in communication.
What's this contraption?
It's an earpiece. You familiar with the radio? It's how we're gonna talk to each other. Just put it in your ear.
The marksman slips the earpiece into his ear.
Are you reading this? Big man is gonna be out in the open tonight. If something goes down, I hope you won't miss.
I don't miss.
Oh, thank you. That was from the heart, truly. Talking about heart, you all want to meet the heart and soul of this new era? Then without further ado, I am pleased as punch to introduce y'all to Margot Muldoon. Margot!
Wow, thank you all so much. I know most of you don't know me, so let me tell you all a little bit about myself. I had a position in the political arena for many years, campaign manager and political strategist. But, you all aren't here to listen to my resume. You're here because we were all given a gift. I think all of you out there, I know it happened to me, lived a life back home with the hope that when we took our last breath, our spirit, our soul, would go to heaven. Even if you aren't a believer, we hold that secret close to our chest. That we were a good person, that we followed the rules. Arriving in hell, we're overwhelmed with shock and shame and despair that comes with the realization that we all fell short. Until the transformation, to know that we weren't failures. We were human. We were designed to be flawed. And now, we aren't being punished for it.
As Margot speaks to a receptive crowd, John Tulliver walks among them, searching for any signs of a threat or anything out of the ordinary. That moment is hastened as he comes upon two figures in hoodies. The hoods barely conceal their facial features that have become all too familiar to John and synonymous with members of the 11th Circle. Deep-set eyes, mouths half open, pronounced jowls, emotionless.
Hey, marksman. 2 potential aggressors. 4 inches from the center. 3 o'clock.
I see them.
I'm going to let our new sheriff know. Sheriff Brawn?
Go for sheriff.
I may have spotted possible 11th Circle members in the crowd. Our friend in the nest has eyes on them.
Okay, and how do you know they may be affiliated with the 11th Circle?
Let's just say their faces leave little to the imagination.
Any reason to think they're unfriendly?
Hard to say, but we'll keep watching.
Okay, thanks, John. Keep me posted.
Roger that. Wait. One of them is breaking off from the group. I'm on them.
John drops off radio. Leo peers into the crowd but can't see the 2 members in question. He turns to Jillian, who has removed her weevil.
Jillian, put your weevil back on.
The pig. He's here.
Jillian, stay at your post.
Leo, he was the last person to see Sebastian. I have to do this.
Well, you've been all left in suspense long enough. We all know him and love him. Mr. Nice Guy himself, Satan!
Shit.
Jillian walks away towards John Tulliver, formerly known as the Pig. The crowd goes wild as Satan takes the stage.
Thank you, oh thank you. You're all too kind. Look, I'm blushing. Oh, no, please.
June arrives and approaches Leo.
Hey, Bubba. Well, this is really something. Can't say I've ever attended a political rally before.
Hey, June, look, we may have a situation. What can I help you with?
Well, we heard the weapon was retrieved. Left an opening in my schedule. Need some guard duty assistance?
Perfect, I'll take it. Stand post on the other side of the stage.
You got it.
Okay, thank you. Okay, and silence.
A teleprompter secured below the center of the stage displays text that scrolls upwards as Satan begins his speech.
You've all heard my story. Fallen angel turned rebellious evil incarnate. I've been shunned, persecuted, my name dragged through the mud. Because I wouldn't bow to that charlatan Adam. Because I wouldn't be forced into indentured servitude. Cast out from heaven into the lake of fire. Trapped in the frozen center of the 9th Circle of hell. Banished from hell, forced to roam the earth, then called back to hell. And you know what? Coming back home, I didn't like what I saw. All the fire, darkness, torture, debauchery, sadness, fear, and hatred. Fighting our heavenly adversaries by influencing their very creation. Man. And yet, gaining nothing. Prior to the transformation, I walked amongst you. all the eternally damned, the sinners, and I just thought, what was the point to it all? I'd look around, more sinners arriving every single day, every hour. And then I had a revelation. If it was known the consequence to a life of sin meant suffering and damnation for all eternity, then certainly it had ceased to be a deterrent. In the time that more and more people have no faith and don't believe in a higher power, they too, in turn, have little belief in me. The fear of violating the cardinal rules set before each of you had been replaced, and therefore powerless. I've been told recently you all want to know why. Why do this? Why transform? There are aspects of this deal I simply cannot share. But what I can tell you is that this transformation is here to stay. This is the permanent way of life, moving forward for all current and future residents of Dante and throughout the Nether region. Oh, you should be excited, even more so when I share with you what Phase 2 will bring. But before the big reveal, I want to settle something once and for all. I fully acknowledge all the dreadful images and acts that I'm associated with. The truth is, much of it is true. I was angry. I possessed such amazing powers, and I wielded these incantations to my every will and whim. And yet, once again, I asked, what was gained? Many of you have graciously accepted your death and the new life you've been granted. For the loyal residents of Dante, I thank you. For the doubters out there, I want you to know that I understand. I've been feared through all of time, but I tell you now, there is nothing to fear. When hell changed, I too went through a transformation. The great resentment of my life lifted. I looked at myself in the mirror, now that there was a mirror to look into. And I saw the future, not just of this great city, but of my future self. I was not someone to be hated or feared. I was nice. Satan is a nice guy. Mr. Nice Guy. Bring in the truck. Within the cargo truck is a small token of my appreciation, but it also symbolizes a small step forward. For some of you that have been with us for a while, this may not make much sense until you get your hands on one. Now for others, our more recent additions, it will be a welcome respite to one of life's comforts. Open the truck! That's right, for each and every one of you here tonight, you're each getting your very own smartphone!
John follows the 11th Circle disciple into a bookstore located near the campaign rally. Unbeknownst to John, Jillian is on his heels. A member of the 11th Circle opens a seemingly random book and places something within the pages. Afterwards, he promptly exits the bookstore into an adjoining empty hallway. John pursues him. Now in the hallway, he notices the mysterious man in the hoodie reaches into his coat pocket and kneels down to the floor. But before he can take action, John is interrupted.
You've been a hard man to find. Maybe it's because you're not really a man at all.
The member of the 11th Circle is spooked and darts out of the hallway into the night.
Wait! Damn it!
Let's not pretend you don't know why I'm here.
Ms. Burkett, is it?
Yes. And you're the one they call the pig.
Not anymore.
That that is just a small taste of what is to come. In the next few months, you'll see Dante turn into a shiny technological beacon, full of all the best gadgets and gizmos hell has to offer. OLD televisions, top-of-the-line appliances, Wi-Fi. Now that you have been given a second chance, why not do so in style?
Julian inches closer to John Tulliver.
You're going to tell me where Sebastian is. Because I know you know where he is.
I can't do that.
Why? Because you all plan on killing him? He's learned something about this fucking place, and you want to make sure it never sees the light of day.
Yes, and no.
You can't talk circles around me. I have ways of cutting right through it.
John, are you reading me? He's gonna be announcing the new sheriff soon.
Yes, I'm fine.
Who is that?
Miss Burkett, I need you to calm down.
Calm? We're well past calm at this point. The next step you take better be leading me to Sebastian's location, or you won't be walking out of here at all.
Miss Burkett, I'm not going to fight you.
Oh, I have a feeling once I'm done, you'll change your mind. In fact, I'm sure of it.
Not to bring the temperature down, but I want to get serious for a moment. It should come as no surprise that along with all of you fine people, we get lots of undesirables in hell. The worst of the worst. I mean, it's hell, am I right? And someone out there is targeting the people of Dante, causing fear and havoc. But that is about to change. As you know, the brave men and women of the O.R.A. have worked tirelessly to uphold Mandate 316. But we wanted to go further. Ladies and gentlemen, for the very first time, we have true law and order in our town. Sheriff Brawn. Come on up, Sheriff.
Give him hell, Bubba. Thanks, Jim.
Leo steps up to the stage. Satan pats him on the back and then exits the stage, joining Margot. Leo squints, adjusting to the spotlight. He locates the teleprompter, but the speech has yet to appear.
Hello, everyone. I'm Leo Brawn, Sheriff of Dante and Captain of the O.R.A. I'm supposed to be reading from a teleprompter, but I guess we're having technical issues. I've come face to face with many terrifying things in my short time here, but nothing scares me more than talking to an audience.
Back in the empty hallway, Jillian steps even closer to John Tulliver. John removes his earpiece and sets it on the floor.
Miss Burkett, I don't know where Sebastian is. Yes, we had learned he obtained information about Sheriff Brawn that should have remained confidential. And for that, a price was put on his head. But we lost track of him. Sebastian arrived at his apartment at the Baron Claw after work before he was supposed to meet you at the High Water Saloon. And then he disappeared.
How do you expect me to believe anything you say?
I don't. I doubt anything I'd say. Anything I would do could change your mind. You want your second pound of flesh.
Jillian lunges towards John, throwing the first punch. John deftly deflects the strike.
I won't fight you, Miss Burkett, but I didn't say I wouldn't defend myself.
Look, before my death, I was a homicide detective, going on 25 years. And many of those cases involve victims of serial murders. In fact, prior to the rally tonight, there have already been some significant developments. Now, we won't be commenting on the nature of these developments, but...
Finally, Leo's speech appears on the teleprompter.
Oh, the technical issue seems to be resolved, so if you'll bear with me, I'm gonna read from the script, which will clearly be much more eloquent than I am.
As Leo continues to read from the teleprompter, Willie Topaz radios in.
Leo? I know you're in the middle of your speech and Dante is watching, so just keep reading, but a signal pinged with dispatch is not a signature with the same properties as a demonic possession, but an active one all the same, and we've pinpointed its location. Leo, the demon Astaroth, the demon you fought in Las Vegas, he's here at the rally. He's somewhere, watching. Lori, you got something?
Leo, we know this demon well, but I had dispatch pull more history on him. In some grimoires, Astaroth is depicted as benevolent, even striving to help in some cases. He may appear as man or woman, but he is almost always painted as a deceiver, so be prepared for anything. Willie and I are heading to the rally now.
Additionally, we're combining resources between the O.R.A. and the Sheriff's Department to provide a multi-pronged approach to investigating this case.
The teleprompter glitches again, and the speech disappears. A beautiful blonde woman walks to the front of the crowd, smiles, and winks at Leo. Then words flash across the teleprompter screen. Leo, open the letter. Leo stops repeating the words, realizing the significance of this message. The blonde woman in the crowd has disappeared.
Sorry. Gotta love public speaking.
A voice in the distance cries out.
Sebastian?
Jillian kicks John in the abdomen and then forces him to the ground.
If you can't tell me where he is, then call off the hit against him.
I can't.
Why?
You're not the only one. Risk of losing someone. If I don't follow through, you'll kill my family.
Who?
Who do you think?
The crowd begins to turn their focus to the commotion at the entrance of the rally.
Sebastian?
Jillian releases John and races outside. John stands and puts the earpiece back in.
Marksman, you copy? What's going on?
There you are. Commotion at the front. Someone is yelling.
You have eyes on them?
June, stay with Satan. Make sure he and Margot are safe.
You got it.
Leo leaves the stage and rushes towards Sebastian. The marksman follows Leo through the rifle scope until he spots Sebastian.
It's the onboarding specialist, Sebastian.
Understood. As soon as you have a shot, take it. Take it.
Affirmative. The crowd is providing cover. I'll fire as soon as I have an opening.
Jesus, there must be thousands here.
Is anyone reading this? I believe we found Sebastian. Repeat, Sebastian is here.
Sir, I've been asked to escort you away from here.
Miss Chesterfield, what will that look like if the people see me leaving at the first sign of trouble? Whatever the threat, I can make it go away.
No, sir. That's not what the people need to see from you right now. Any display of otherworldly powers will just negate the message today.
Satan nods and then walks to the microphone.
Ladies and gentlemen, look at that. Our new sheriff is already on the case. Rest assured, whatever this distraction is, you are all safe. Probably just some drunk or, the very worst, a naysayer. I hope you've enjoyed the event this evening. Now, for those of you who can, join me at the after party. I'll see you all at the High Water Saloon.
Shall we go, Miss Chesterfield?
Nicely done, sir.
Yes, it felt nice.
As the swaths of people finally begin to clear, Leo and Jillian converge in the center of the large crowd.
It's Sebastian?
I know.
The crowd is clearing.
Fire when ready!
Blazes.
What is it?
Before the marksman can fire his weapon, the weirdo Howard tackles Sebastian. Jillian sees Howard and increases her speed, running full tilt.
Sebastian!
Willie and Laurie arrive and see Leo and Jillian racing through the town square. Leo spots Willie in the driver's seat of his Ford Mustang.
It's Sebastian.
Let's go!
Willie and Laurie join Leo and Jillian as they dodge the departing crowd. From a distance, they notice Howard and Sebastian in a struggle.
You son of a bitch. You were to stay quietly until I said so.
You're sick. Get off of me.
Sebastian punches Howard in the face. The onboarding specialist attempts a second blow, but Howard tackles Sebastian again and then bites Sebastian's hand. Howard releases Sebastian's hand as blood trickles down his bottom lip.
You are mine.
Damn it. Hold on, Sebastian.
Sebastian kicks Howard off of him. Howard falls backwards, bashing his head on the blacktop.
He's open. Fire! God damn it. What now? It's Miss Burkett and the sheriff. They're with the onboarding specialist now. I don't have a clear line of sight.
Look, I understand you feel some kind of way about the CIA agent, but this is the time. Just take the shot.
No, only Sebastian is marked for death.
Jillian embraces Sebastian. Leo grabs Howard and pulls him off the ground.
Get your hands off of me. Who do you think you are?
I'm the sheriff of Dante, and you're under arrest, you piece of shit.
Sebastian, it's really you. I was sure I'd never see you again.
I wasn't sure I'd ever be seen again.
Fire your weapon, assassin!
No, I will not gun them all down on your order. Only the onboarding specialist has a price on his head.
Oh, don't you understand? Once this is over, I am no longer obligated to that evil bastard. I won't have to look like a monstrous freak, and my family will be safe. So fuck your hashish and rules!
John removes the earpiece and leaves the empty hallway.
Shut up. Don't believe anything he says.
Leo, everything that's been reported on your death has been a lie. Your family.
Everyone, get down!
Shots are fired at the group, but not by the marksman. John Tulliver fires several shots from a snub-nosed revolver. The group disperses. Jillian covers Sebastian with her body. Laurie and Willie dive behind a parked car. The fourth shot hits Leo in the side and he falls down hard, losing his hold on Howard in the process. A fifth shot ricochets off the blacktop. A sixth and final shot shatters the driver's side window of the car where Willie and Laurie sought cover. John begins reloading the revolver.
That was 6. He's reloading.
Laurie, wait!
Leo!
Jillian, get Sebastian out of here. Oh.
No chance. You're coming with us. Can you stand?
I think so.
Hurry!
John finishes reloading.
Sebastian, you can't stop this. You were marked for death.
He walks slowly towards the group, ensuring a clear shot at Sebastian. He watches as Jillian helps Leo up, and that moment, Sebastian is out in the open. He raises the revolver and aims. Before he can pull the trigger, Laurie grabs John from behind and puts him in a chokehold. John loses his grip on the gun, and in the commotion, it discharges a round as it hits the ground.
Stay down! Won't be much longer!
John goes limp and falls to the ground unconscious. Laurie returns to the group.
Leo, you okay?
Yeah, I think so.
We'll contact Dr. Prim so he can take a look at you.
Laurie, nice work. Any eyes on Howard?
No. That bastard escaped. Again.
He'll get what's coming to him, trust me. We need to take Mr. Tulliver into custody.
Laurie and I will do it. You need to take care of yourself, Leo.
Thanks, Willie. Jillian, think you can drive the Brawn mobile?
It would be my pleasure, Sheriff. Let's go.
Willie, Laurie, see you back at the O.R.A.
Yes, sir. We'll be there.
Julian and Sebastian aid Leo back to the Brawnmobile. Willie and Laurie approach John Tulliver, who remains unconscious.
Shit.
What? What is it?
The gun. It's missing.
The marksman remains in the Overwatch tower, having watched the drama unfold below. He begins to break down the rifle when his name is spoken through the earpiece.
Mr. Marksman, if you don't kill the onboarding specialist this second, I'll banish you to Limbo, and this time I'll make sure you can never leave. Pick up that rifle, aim and strike that son of a bitch down.
As Leo approached the Brawnmobile, he reaches into his pocket and looks at the letter from his son Harry. From the Overwatch, the marksman raises the rifle until Sebastian is in his sights. Laurie looks up to see the weirdo Howard trailing behind Leo and Jillian, the revolver aimed at Sebastian. Leo begins to unfold the letter until he feels someone firmly grab his shoulder. Howard throws Leo to the ground. Leo crashes against the blacktop as he cries out in pain. The open letter floats softly and lands next to him.
You were mine.
Howard aims the revolver at Sebastian's head. Jillian attempts to shove Sebastian out of the path of the gun. Leo is dazed and losing consciousness as he turns his gaze to the unfolded letter which lies on the ground. The marksman chambers around and places his finger on the trigger. Howard cocks the revolver. Leo's vision is frayed at the edges but manages to read the message his son gave him. It reads, "Daddy, we're still alive."
Harry?
I'm here, Mommy.
Look at you, already in bed. Did you brush your teeth?
Yes.
Harry, for more than, 5 seconds?
Yes, I said my ABCs while I did it.
Ah, very good. Okay, so what was your favorite part about today?
I scored a goal at school.
A goal? That's wonderful. What were you playing?
Soccer. I scored on Bobby Patrick. It was a sweet goal. And my friend cheered.
Oh, well, that does sound like a good day.
What about you? Your favorite part?
Well, I did some boring lawyer stuff in the morning. But I was doing some laundry this afternoon and found a pair of earrings your dad had given me. I thought I had lost them. And then suddenly, there they were. It made me feel close to him.
That was a nice moment, too. I miss Daddy.
So do I, honey. Every day. But finding those earrings today, it's those tiny little reminders that he's still around, still with us. So, when you start to feel sad, just look around. You never know what you might find that reminds you of him.
I'm gonna look for something like that tomorrow.
And I know you'll find something. All right, kiddo. It's time for bed. Kisses and hugs. Oh, honey, do you want to sleep with that teddy bear?
No, that's okay. He can stay over there.
Okay. Night-night, sweetie. See you in the morning. I love you.
Louise Brawn turns off the bedroom light. The room is dark. And then a faint electronic humming is heard as a night vision camera is enabled within the stuffed bear. The wide-angle camera has full view of Harry's bedroom. The camera zooms in slightly towards Harry, who still lays in bed, wide-eyed and staring at the ceiling. The camera zooms wide once more, and the sound, however subtle, gains Harry's attention. He slides out of bed and walks over to the creepy grinning teddy bear, staring into its eyes. He picks up the stuffed bear and says,
Daddy? Is that you?
Leo Brawn is a production of Shoestring TV, created, written, and edited by me, Jason Beard. Episode 14, Surface Tension Part 2, starring Stitch Mainville as Leo Brawn, Andy Parkin as Narrator 2, Rebecca Mixon as Jillian Burkett, Terry Briscoe as Willie Topaz, Emily Fry as Lori Stryker and Susie Bell, Eric Carlino as Billy Beauchief, Sebastian, and Chip Steed, Melrose Johnson as June Chesterfield, Jim Franck as Satan and Don Tolliver, Richie Berry as Maximilian, Samantha DeSuze as Margot Muldoon, Stephanie Johnson as Louise Brawn, Mitch Lishinsky as the Marksman, and Jacob Marwood, Robert Lloyd as the Weirdo Howard, Nick Mars as Trevor Mallory, Lucas Martinez as Philip Weston, Desmond Mitchum as Harry Brawn, and Michael Cunningham as campaign rally announcer. Stay tuned for a new series from Shoestring TV. Join Willie Topaz and Maury Stillman in their misadventures during the glory of the 80s in Hollywood for the upcoming action comedy series Topaz and Stillman, an 80s adventure, dropping in late January of 2025. Also, be on the lookout for The Devil's Den, a new Leo Brawn companion podcast where your hosts, Stitch Mainville and myself, will provide a recap and deep dive of each episode of Leo Brawn, starting with the pilot, Face Your Demons. We'll have trivia, listener questions, and a panel of your favorite cast members per episode. Can't wait for you to see it. Available exclusively in video for our Patreon subscribers, and audio available everywhere else. I want to thank all the listeners and fans for your support this year. Producing Leo Brawn has been a dream come true, and it certainly would not have been possible without your support. Speaking of support, there are a few ways you can do that. You can find us on Ko-Fi at ko-fi.com/shoestringtv, or subscribe at our Patreon at patreon.com/c/shoestringtv. Lastly, yes, there will be a season 2 of Leo Brawn. Until next time, be well, and as always, thank you for listening.
The characters and events depicted in this podcast are fictional. Any similarity to any actual persons, living or dead, or to actual events, firms, places, and institutions, or other entities is coincidental and unintentional. This podcast is protected under the laws of the United States and other countries. Its unauthorized duplication, distribution, or exhibition may result in civil liability and criminal prosecution. Country of first publication, the United States of America. Leo Brawn, copyright 2024, Shoestring TV. Leo Brawn and all related characters are trademark and copyright of Shoestring TV. All rights reserved.